The air feels heavy tonight, like it's holding its breath, waiting for a truth too long unspoken. Two souls, each scarred by their own battles, found each other in a world that rarely offers second chances. One, a boy who turned pain into music, strumming his way out of a childhood that tried to break him. The other, a girl who learned to speak through silence, her heart spilling across screens in stories that shook the world. Their love was a beacon, a promise that broken things could heal. But now, at 57, he's finally admitted what many feared. Their story, once a blazing anthem of hope, has faded into a quiet, aching goodbye. If their journey ever stirred your soul, stay with me. This is a tale of fire, loss, and the courage to keep going. He was born on a rugged coast, where the wind howled louder than dreams. A boy with a guitar, not just playing notes but wielding them like a weapon against a world that felt too heavy. His childhood wasn't a home, it was a battlefield. At 9, he watched flames devour everything he knew. The house collapsed, memories turned to ash, and the smell of smoke clung to him like a shadow. Strangers offered clothes, a fleeting kindness, but nothing could replace what burned. His father, a man of jagged edges, loved music but not his son. Silence was his weapon, sharper than any blow, leaving wounds that never bled but never healed. I don't remember him saying he loved me, he'd confess later, his voice cracking like dry wood. But in that darkness, a spark, a handwritten sign in a shop window, guitar teacher wanted. That note changed everything. A teacher saw the boy no one else did, handing him a guitar that became his voice, his shield, his salvation. By 6 he was strumming, not for applause but for survival. Pubs and dusty stages became his refuge, where the roar of crowds drowned out the silence of home. He played until his fingers bled, each chord a defiance, each song a refusal to break. But the world didn't care about a kid with a guitar and a fractured heart. Rejection came like a tide, relentless, as labels called his sound too wild, too strange. Still, he pushed forward, crossing oceans to chase a dream in a city that chewed up hope. Nashville wasn't kind. Doors slammed, promises faded, and nights stretched long in rented rooms where doubt whispered louder than any song. But he kept playing, because music wasn't just his craft, it was his oxygen. If his story was forged in fire, hers began in stillness. Born under a humid sky, she grew up caught between worlds, never quite fitting in. Her voice, trapped by a stutter, locked her in a cage of silence. At school, her height, her curls, her pale skin made her a target. Cruel laughter followed her, each snicker a reminder she was different. But on a stage, everything changed. Ballet gave her a language without words, a way to be seen without speaking. She wasn't just moving, she was alive. Theater became her sanctuary, where a shy girl found her voice. At 14, she lit up screens, her presence electric, undeniable. She didn't chase fame, she demanded it, pouring her soul into roles that left audiences breathless. I felt invisible, she'd say later, until I stepped into someone else's skin. Every performance was a confession, every character a piece of her heart. Their paths crossed in a moment that felt like fate. Not a fairy tale, but something deeper, a recognition of shared scars. He saw her, not the star, but the woman who'd fought to be whole. She saw him, not the musician, but the man still running from his past. Their love wasn't perfect. It was raw, real, built on quiet mornings and shared silences. They married in a glow of candlelight, vowing to face the world together. But storms don't ask permission. His demons returned, pulling him back to the darkness he'd fought so hard to escape. She didn't run, she stood firm, gathering friends, doctors, and a love fierce enough to pull him back. He went to rehab, not just for himself, but for her, for the life they dreamed of. And from that fight came miracles, 2 daughters, their laughter filling a home once heavy with grief. If this story touches your heart, please share it. Let it remind someone that even in the darkest moments, love can light the way. For nearly 2 decades, they built a life that seemed unbreakable. He wrote songs in the kitchen, she read scripts by the fire. They faced loss together, her parents' deaths, wildfires threatening their home, the weight of careers that never slowed. Their love was a choice, renewed daily, through relapse, grief, and the glare of a world watching their every move. He'd say the awards, the sold-out shows, meant nothing next to mornings with his girls. She'd say she married the man she believed in, not the one the world adored. But even the strongest bonds can fray. Whispers started last year, soft at first, then louder. he moved out, leaving their Nashville home empty. Neighbors noticed lights dimming early, her arriving alone at events, her smile polished but her eyes heavy. He wandered streets, carrying a weight no one could name. No scandal broke them, no betrayal tore them apart. Just the slow drift of two people who gave everything until there was nothing left to give. The news hit like a wound. For 19 years, they'd been proof that love could rise from ruins, that broken hearts could heal. Now, their story was ending, not with a crash but with a sigh. She filed for divorce, the paperwork cold and final, listing irreconcilable differences. Their daughters, now teenagers, would stay with her, while he'd have moments carved out in a schedule no song could soften. Their empire mansions, music, movies, a fortune built on shared dreams would be divided, measured in dollars instead of memories. But the real loss wasn't wealth. It was the quiet moments, a family photo gathering dust, a piano untouched, a home now too still. Picture him in a small apartment, staring at a photo of them laughing, her arm around him, their daughters glowing. No stage, no crowd, no Grammy could replace that. Imagine her in a silent hallway, smiling for her girls, hiding the ache of a promise she couldn't keep her family unbroken. Their story isn't about failure, it's about two people who fought for love, who turned scars into songs and silence into art, who built something beautiful even if it couldn't last. For 19 years, they showed the world what it means to survive, to choose each other against every storm. And though their paths now diverge, what they created endures: the music, the films, the daughters who carry their light. This isn't the end of hope. It's a reminder that love, even when it shifts, leaves echoes. Their story lives in the songs that still play, the roles that still move us, the lives they touched. So, if their journey ever gave you strength, share it. Subscribe to keep these stories alive, and hold space for them, for the boy who turned fire into music, the girl who turned silence into power, and the love that, for a time, burned bright enough to light the world.